G'day guys, what's going on? We are racing again. This is ASSETTO Corsa. Do I recommend ASSETTO Corsa? Absolutely, it is amazing. It's a great driving simulator. Today we're in career mode and we're going to start in the novice series, the N1. We've got 5 events. We start in a little of Bath. There's a couple of time attacks. There's a couple of races. And we end up racing the BMW M3 in a time attack, and that car has some spirit. But to get there we have to first run around in this little buzz box, and this is a time attack as we absolutely abuse this car. Ticks away and we are away. So the goal here is basically just beat the time as it counts down, and with every lap the time limit gets shorter and shorter. So we end up doing about 6 laps here. I'm not going to make you watch them all because let's face it, this car's doing about 80 k's an hour. But it is interesting to note I play a lot of Gran Turismo, and this is one of my first runs at ASSETTO Corsa, and the driving styles of both games are just could not be further apart. Gran Turismo, you really need to overdrive a car just to get anywhere or to be competitive, where ASSETTO Corsa, it really values your driving the car as if it is an actual car. So it's slow into corners and hard out. Otherwise it's really easy to end up off the track. So you can see on the left hand side there is our time limit. We just got to get through a series of checkpoints, and as we do we get a number of points. We need to get at least 3,000, I believe, to get gold. Yeah, so there's the second checkpoint, and we got an added 859 points. Now we end up doing this really easily. We end up with about 4,500 points as we wring this little car's neck, just abuse it through this final corner. But you can see the countdown. We're within about 4 seconds of the checkpoint on that one, but we will jump ahead. This is the final lap. You can see our points on the left hand side. We're up to 4,900, which is easily enough to move on to the second event. Well, we're going to fall just short here because we just needed an extra half a second and we would have made it. But there we go. Event number 1 done and dusted. We did it by almost 2,000 points. Event 2, we have a quick race, our first race. We have to stay in our little buzz box, the Bath 500. Not sure why we were rolling there, but anyway. So we have 3 laps and we need to finish in the top 3 to move on. I'm really surprised that we got some wheels spinning there. Cloud of smoke. Oh, so we've got a little bit of engine damage and front bumper damage here, so that's quite interesting. So yeah, it's a 3 lappers. We just split the middle of those 2 cars. We pick up another bit of damage there. It's our right hand panel. We take the inside and it looks like we've been rammed from the rear. So all but one panel has a gigantic dent on it now, and it hasn't even been the completion of lap 1. But we have moved up into 4th place. I presume we have to look after our engine, because we do have a slight amount of damage on that also. So our poor little Abarth is in a bad state as we come through on lap 2 in 4th place. We need to pick up 2 more places to carry on, and at least 1 place to carry on. That is 1st, 2nd and 3rd. So we need to take this car in front of us at least. I don't actually think there is an order into what we need to do these events. As there we go, we've gone up the inside, we've taken 3rd place. Get just a little nudge from, no we don't, the buzz box is behind us. As we look out to our right. So as long as we finish in this place, then we're good to carry on. But 1st and 2nd are miles ahead. We need to put in a great lap here. The Abarth has been fun, but I'm really looking forward to getting out of this car. My mum's car would literally be as fast as this car. Okay, we're almost there. 2 corners to go. That is number 1 out of the way. And the 2nd and the last corner will be over shortly, and this little Abarth will be a distant memory. As we cross the line in 3rd place, we can carry on. All over. Now event 3, as we look at our times there, we actually got the 2nd quickest lap, which is pretty cool. But anyway, event 3, let's move on. This time we're in an Alfa Romeo. It's a time attack, similar to the first event, where there's a series of checkpoints. Get through them in the allotted amount of time, you get points, and you carry on for as long as you can. I think we need about 2,500, I believe it is. And the Alfa Romeo is a little more lively than the Abarth. Again, I'm not going to make you sit through this whole thing, as we just get used to this car. But yeah, we'll just go through 1 or 2 laps, you guys get the point. A little bit quick into there. So like I said, ASSETTO Corsa really makes you chase the good lines, and as we're going in deep like we did there, it's really not beneficial to your lap times at all. So it sounds counterproductive, but the slower you race, or at least the slower you enter corners, the faster you seem to be. Now this is a little more like it. We're up to 180 kilometers an hour on the back straight. Nicely into that corner. 2nd, we could hang it in 3rd through there. So far we have 173 points. We end up doing, it's about 6 or 7 laps I ended up doing. So once again we easily blow the target out of the water. Okay, this is lap number 2. We'll finish this one, and then we'll move on to the 4th event, which is a quick race. where we're pitted against our old buzz box in the Abarth. But there's also a really quick old school Alfa Romeo that I just really struggle to chase down. As we come down the back straight again for the second time. Don't worry, you guys won't see this again. But we passed this checkpoint with 10 seconds to spare. And we're up to 1,215 points. So the targets aren't necessarily hard to meet. Especially, I did have a quick little run around. Just got used to the handling and the way the game likes you to drive. As we come through another checkpoint, what do we got? 5 seconds to spare? Yeah. So I must say, when you do purchase this game, the first thing you do is you jump in a Ferrari, and I tell you what, it is quite a hair-raising experience. You get the tingles going up the back of the spine. Just the noise that this, especially if you wear headphones, and there we go. So we failed reaching that checkpoint. We ended up with 4,283 points. We didn't need that much. We didn't need anywhere near that much, but we managed to do it. Quick race time. But yeah, getting back to the Ferrari, you really need to feather it around Barcelona, and when you do, smash it down the home straight and really open it up. It's spine tingling stuff. It's very immersive. As here we go, we race our little Abarths. This is a 5-lap race. Again, I'm not going to make you watch all 5 laps, as we make pretty short work of these little eskies on wheels, really. As we go up the inside of the green buzz box, we can see that black Alfa at the front there leading the race. We literally do not get anywhere near that car. It is an absolute weapon, and the difficulty is only medium. So either I'm still pretty crap, which is highly likely, or the car's just superior to this Alfa Romeo hatch that we're in. Now we do need to put in a little bit of work to get this second Abarth to move into second place. We need to finish top 3. We're already in 3rd. As we take this one on the inside, don't quite get that job done there. But we do have the inside line, and we do get a little bit of damage, but that's okay. We've made it past. We're through, and we're in second. It is very possible to blow your engine up in this race. Downshifting too hard too many times is one way of doing it, or just simply over revving your car is another way of blowing your engine, which is like, the realism of this game is really spectacular. I've had a few massive crashes and the car just gets mangled. So this distance is about where it stays between the first place Alfa and myself. I don't make too many inroads. I do set the lap record, or not the lap record, but I get the fastest lap of the race. We skipped ahead to lap 3 here, and you'll see what I mean by engine damage as I do a little bit coming up here. I can only presume that it affects your performance. You see I'm high in 3rd, change into 4th. But just downshifting, I'm just way too aggressive. As we into 3rd, high into 2nd, and you can see that it's popped up with engine damage. Not severe, but if you do that enough times, you eventually have an engine with a gigantic crack in there somewhere. And she don't go no more. As we come down the home straight, you can see that that Alpha is, I mean, we're not going to catch him. Not a chance in hell. But we jump through. This is the last lap, and we're nearing the checkered flag. It's been nice racing this Alpha compared to the Abarth, but I'm really looking forward to this BMW, the M3, which is going to be a heap of fun. The noise that this car makes is just fantastic. As we cross the line, 2nd place, we can carry on to the 5th and final event. That is the finishing order. You can see I set the fastest time there, 1:32.4, which is 0.3 faster than the 1st place car. So there it is. This is our BMW. It's a beast. It's our first real race car that we're jumping in, or a car with some sort of race potential. The noise this car makes is just fantastic. And away we go. So this is a time attack. Two checkpoints to get through. This is the same track, so we've been on this track three events in a row now. Just got to get used to this car. And the thing about time attacks is you've got to get used to the car really quick. There's no time to muck around. I love the sound, the popping sound that this car is making. This car is rear wheel drive also, so you can whip the tail end around just to get around corners a bit faster. And we're already up to 150 k's an hour as we come through the 2nd checkpoint. Not quite sure where to brake here, so we just brake about the 125 mark. Might be a little too soon, but anyway. It's nice to be racing a car that has a little bit of grunt. This is our first look at anything with any sort of racing pedigree. As you can see, we had 23 seconds to spare coming through that checkpoint. I love the detail in this car. You can see all the old instrumentation, the old needles. I even had a look. This thing has 131 kilometers on the tacho, which is a great attention to detail on the developers' behalf. Lovely sound. So yeah, first impressions of Assetto Corsa are really good as far as I'm concerned. The racing is just absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I highly recommend you guys check it out. I know there is ACC is out at the moment and is coming out on console also very soon. So, but in the meantime, I'm really happy that I picked this up. I'll definitely spend many hours on this. So I just changed the view there. You can change the view in this game. Just did the steering wheel. Now I race with a steering wheel, so it's actually a little bit distracting having that in front of me. And you can see that my racing also gets a little bit sloppy also. But I just thought I'd pop it up just to get a little bit of extra detail. As we only just make that checkpoint, so we're running on borrowed time now. That was we made it by 1.5 seconds. So we'll see if we can make the second checkpoint, but I highly doubt we'll make it back to the finish line. We have 3,300 points, so that's plenty. Definitely enough to close out the first set of events. Do we make it? We've got 5 seconds to get there. And we do, with 2 seconds. Ooh, downshift nice there. That was good. Just running a little bit wide there. Down into second. Yeah. We've definitely bottled this last section, and we are definitely not going to make the finish line. But yeah, great car, and definitely worth checking out, Assetto Corsa. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. It's been awesome. See you again.